Hi, parents, teachers, and professionals. I promise you a different approach to ADHD, one that has not been written in other books. So hang on and stay with me. Living with ADHD can feel like a constant roller coaster, unpredictable, exhausting, and often overwhelming. But the zigzag journey you share with your child isn't a detour. What if I tell you it's a unique path full of possibilities? It's not about fixing your child. This is about understanding him so that he can understand himself. And you know what? By understanding him, you strengthen your connection with him. Today, I'm going to share a powerful poem written by Karen Zaguri Cohen, originally in Hebrew, and translated into English by Barbara Sutnick in our book, My Mind Races. This book has been reviewed extensively by leading professionals in the field, and amongst other things, it has been called sophisticated in its simplicity. I will also provide some practical tips on how to use the poem I'm going to read as a tool to raise awareness and open meaning conversations with your child about what he is experiencing, ADHD. So if you've been wondering whether your child might have ADHD, please listen closely. Zig Zag Child by Karen Zaguri Cohen. This is about the gaps in functioning that we're not here to fix, we're here to celebrate them, turn them into an amazing source of creativity once we understand them. I'm a zigzag child, so very contrary. Sure, I look just like all the others my age, but I'm one of a kind and so truly unruly that so often I feel I'm just on the wrong page. In a flash, I'm alert and full of suggestions. Then I find myself dreaming on soft, dewy clouds, suddenly sharp and asking good questions. The next instant, so scattered, I'm lost in the clouds. I can start out so happy, bouncy and merry. Then next thing I know, I'm driving mom crazy. Wake up in the morning energetic and cheery, then grind to a halt, all unfocused and hazy. Within seconds, so smiley, excited I saw, then swiftly start sinking right down to the pits. I can be really sensitive, wise, and what's more, I love to give love, but you'll have to take hits. I'm misunderstood, upside down, inconsistent. Surprise, shocks, and jolts make me stumble and reel. Rain, sun, snow, and heat, all in one instant. Like weather that's changing, it's all so unreal. To be with me sometimes is the most fun you will see, even though I can get on your nerves, heaven knows. If surprise and adventure are your cup of tea, stick with me and I'll keep you right on your toes. Yes, zigzagging can seem unpredictable, totally misunderstood, and inconsistent. But what if I tell you that this unpredictability is the most predictable part of the ADHD experience? If it's unpredictable and difficult for you, imagine what it feels like for him. Unpredictability and misunderstood is the most predictable thing about your child. But it's in these gaps, these spaces, where the magic happens and the brilliance waits to be discovered. These gaps are not failures. They are strengths in disguise. So don't try to fix them. Instead, understand and embrace these unique patterns of thinking and living, and see how understanding this and helping him to understand himself will strengthen your connection, reduce the anxiety, and help him be understood to himself. and empower himself, be healthy in his mind, which is really most important. So let's talk with and not about our children. After reading him the poem, consider these suggestions for starting a conversation with your child. 1. Encourage an open conversation with him. Don't talk about him. Ask what are the things that he finds hard. Create a list together of these challenges. 2. Acknowledge the struggles. Avoid criticism. Why can't you do this? Or come on, it's easy. Instead, validate their feelings. It's okay to feel frustrated when things don't go as they planned. Let's talk about this. If your child shares, I'm good at math, but struggle with verbal questions, you might say something like, hey, that's a neat observation. Want to know why? Let's talk about it. I think verbal questions require a lot of reading words, and we don't have attention or patience to sit down and read all these words. We're good at just solving the question. If you really understand that, you can ask him to gradually rethink, and reframe that it's not that he's not good at math. He has difficulty with all the verbal words that go in between. Perhaps that's the reason that he doesn't like math, doesn't like reading, in fact. Your difficulty with words might be the reason you're so creative and intuitive, because these are your unique strengths. Just like Walt Disney or other artists, you don't need to think about something and write it all out. You just feel it and do it rather than describe it. 4, practice patience and flexibility. Observe how they approach tasks and appreciate their innovative thinking. 5, stay curious, not critical. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, offer encouragement. Hey, that's a neat way of looking at this. You've got this. Recognize the complexity. 6, remember, the greater the intelligence and the greater the contrast, the more challenging things can feel, the more frustrating it is. It's not that intelligent kids have ADHD. Anyone can have ADHD. But the more intelligent you are, the greater the gaps, and then the more frustrating and unpredictable and misunderstood we are. 7, keep learning, teachers, adults, parents. That's the active approach. For deeper insights in how to understand these gaps that reflect difficulties with regulation, I recommend you go to my video number 6. And now you can gradually introduce more specific questions to help them understand their own experiences. Remember, this is a process, gradual, and it's not that we talk about everything at one go. That's why I think parents need to do this and not professionals who see a child once a week. 1, what caused your weather or mood to suddenly change? 2, what was fun about this experience? What wasn't so good? What part did you find most difficult for other people? Who always sees you for who you truly are? And now for those who want more structure, here's a quick reminder of our CHAMP model, of my CHAMP model. C, choose one component. We focus on the gaps in functioning in this particular example. H in the CHAMP model is help with the how. Reflect, reframe, connect, be curious, explain, and empower without criticism or judgment. A, awareness. This is about awareness. Raise awareness with an active adult approach. Understand and initiate conversations. M, mindful, meaningful metaphors. We used mind the gap or Zig Zag child as our guiding metaphor here. And P is for practice. Practice makes perfect, And we need to keep practicing this again and again to regularly engage and reinforce these ideas. So to close, parents, teachers, and professionals, if this resonates with you, know that you are not alone. ADHD is not about fixing your child. It's about understanding him so that he can embrace his true, unique self and endless possibilities. For more in-depth material, please check out the videos that I've listed here. And then if you've gained something from this video, I'd really appreciate if you could give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.